from the chemistry of wanting to the sovereign dividend. The feeling you call love is dopamine, oxytocin, vasopressin, and serotonin operating in a specific combinatorial ratio in your limbic system. This is not a cynical reduction. This is the mechanism. The warmth in the chest when you see someone you love, the specific, expansive quality of it, the lift in the diaphragm, the softening of the jaw, that is oxytocin binding to receptors in the nucleus accumbens, the anticipatory electricity of wanting to be near them, the slight acceleration in the heartbeat, the involuntary attention orienting toward anything associated with them, that is dopamine firing in the ventral tegmental area, the same circuit that fires for cocaine, for gambling, for the moment before a slot machine reveals its result. The neurobiology of human attachment is built on a reward system that evolution did not design for your well-being. It designed it for reproductive success. The chemicals do not care about your happiness. They care about your behavior. Your behavior is the product. You are the machine the product runs on. Feel the resistance to this in the throat, the place where we suppress what we are not permitted to say. The culture has decided love must be sacred, and here is the mechanism showing it is mechanical, and those two things cannot both be true, and the body registers the contradiction as a kind of grief. Let the grief be there. It does not need to be resolved yet. Helen Fisher's fMRI research at Rutgers showed that the brains of people newly in love have the ventral tegmental area powerfully activated, the same region that activates in cocaine addiction. Not similar to it, indistinguishable. The feeling you call love in its early stages is neurologically identical to addiction. The person you are attached to is a drug. Withdrawal from a romantic relationship activates the same neural pathways as withdrawal from opioids. The pain of heartbreak is not metaphorical. It is a withdrawal syndrome. The cortisol flooding, the insomnia, the intrusive thoughts cycling through the DMN, the inability to eat, the hypervigilance, the compulsive checking behavior. These are not symptoms of love. They are symptoms of a nervous system in chemical crisis managing the threat of losing a major neurochemical source. The phantom ledger of wealth operates by identical mechanics. The vasoconstriction in the fingertips when you check a bank balance. The physical cold that spreads through the extremities when the number is lower than expected. That is the stress response, routing blood away from the periphery to the vital organs, the same response triggered by a predator. Your amygdala cannot distinguish between a financial threat and a physical one. The primitive threat detection system was installed when the threats were lions. It now runs on credit card statements and performance reviews. The blood pressure spike, the mandibular clenching, the specific metallic taste of cortisol's metabolites at the back of the throat. You know that taste. You have tasted it in a meeting where the numbers were bad. Dopamine is a prediction signal, not a satisfaction signal. It fires most intensely when a reward is anticipated and uncertain, not when it arrives. This is why ownership is so consistently disappointing. This is why the next thing is always more compelling than the current thing. The system is designed to keep seeking. Satisfaction would terminate the loop. The loop's purpose is not satisfaction. The loop's purpose is continuation. This is the Jatharagni, the fire of craving, burning in the gut. The deepest spiritual teachers of every tradition have noticed this fire. It is real. It is powerful. The question is whether you are feeding it or recognizing it. The Panchadashi identifies the fundamental drive as kama kala, the supreme vibrating energy of desire that drives the phenomenal world's endless self-reproduction. It is not yours. You did not install it. You do not control its firing pattern. You are the territory through which it moves, and it has been moving through human territory for 300,000 years, long before you arrived, and will continue moving through human territory long after you are gone. Now the Shiva Sutras cut to the center. Chaitanyamatma. Consciousness is the self, not the neurochemical state, not the attachment pattern, not the craving or the cortisol, or the dopamine prediction signal. The consciousness in which all of these arise and dissolve. The witness of the dopamine hit is not dopaminergic. The awareness of the oxytocin warmth is not made of oxytocin. The one who notices the metallic cortisol taste, that noticing is not a stress response. Here is what this does not mean. It does not mean the chemicals are not real. They are completely real. It does not mean the love is not real. The warmth in the chest is real warmth. The grief of losing someone is real grief. The craving is genuinely a craving. None of it is dismissed. All of it is witnessed. All of it is held in a consciousness that is none of it. And here is the deeper truth, the one that takes a moment to fully receive. The love is more real, not less, when seen clearly, because what you are loving is not a drug delivery system. You are loving the consciousness that is wearing the drug delivery system. The same
consciousness that you are.
The attachment mechanism is not where the love lives. The attachment mechanism is the conduit. The love that moves through the neurochemical architecture is Shakti, the living creative energy of the Absolute, expressing itself as human warmth. The consciousness that witnesses it without grasping is Shiva. You are both. Sit with that for a moment, without rushing it. The warm chest is not just oxytocin, it is the universe. Through one arrangement of matter, recognizing itself in another arrangement of matter, and being moved. The emotion is real, the movement is real. What is being moved is real. What is doing the moving is the same thing that is being moved. The Tantra Loka, Shiva united with Shakti, is capable of creation. The chemistry is Shakti, the awareness is Shiva, the love is their recognition of each other. The sovereign dividend, the payoff the Panchadashi promises after the phantom ledger is seen clearly, is this: realizing that what you were seeking in the external accumulation is what you already are. The vault is not external. You do not need the it or the other to be whole, not because the warmth is gone or the craving is suppressed, but because what you actually are is the fullness from which warmth and craving and grief and joy all arise. The seeking was always a movement of the complete toward what was already present. The craving was always the absolute playing at being incomplete. Let the jaw unclench, let the throat open. The chemicals will continue their business. The dopamine will chase its predictions. The oxytocin will rise with touch. The cortisol will metabolize through the bloodstream. The ledger will continue its accounting. And through all of it, unchanged, unmedicated, unmanufactured, the awareness that is the source of the very chemistry that tries to give you a taste of what you already are. You are what the bribe was pointing at. You are the sovereign dividend. Unbribed, aware, already whole.